Hi, thank you so much for tuning back in. Remember, part one of the quiz has already been up. Due to technical difficulties, I had to split up the results. So this is just the results portion. If you have not taken a quiz, please check out my other video so that you can answer those 10 questions and then get your results. Thank you.
So now let's explore the scores and some things that you can do about it. So the first thing I want to say is that God does not give us the spirit of fear. We don't have to fear singleness. If it is on your heart to want to be married, then that means God wants you to be married. Like I mentioned before, in the Bible, God says, it is not good for man to be alone. So he wants you to be with someone. But he doesn't want you to be with the wrong one. And he doesn't want you to be desperate to the point you accept anything that is thrown at you. You are an heir to Christ. You are God's beloved child. You are amazing and wonderfully made. Okay? So I just want to say that before we get into the scoring. So if you scored mostly A's, then you do have a high fear of being single. You may feel intense pressure to be in a relationship, possibly at the expense of your own happiness and well-being. Being single might feel like a problem that needs to be fixed, leading to stress or even settling for unhealthy relationships. So let me say this. If you are in a mentally or physically abusive relationship that is not love, get out now. You're not helping yourself. You're not helping that person. You have children. You're not helping them. No one is being helped in that situation. So please, if you are being harmed in any way, that is not love. That there is better for you out here in this world. Okay. Shift your mindset. Being single isn't a failure. It's an opportunity to grow. Try reframing your singleness as a time to build the best version of yourself, which is what my channel is all about, helping you to become better, a better person for yourself and also for your future partner and your future family. Because remember, we have a purpose in this life. We have an assignment that we are supposed to fulfill. So while you are in your single season, you need to be preparing instead of trying to escape it. And I'm sorry, y'all, the cars are just like really loud out here today. um, Maybe you can also ask yourself, why does being single scare me? Is it pressure from society? Is it fear of being lonely? Is it, do you feel like you're not worthy enough? Maybe you could try to identify the root cause of that. And I would say maybe talking with a therapist can help you identify this a little bit further. Work on your self-worth, work on your relationships. Some things that you can do to help take your mind off of being single is maybe start up some hobbies if you don't have any, or do things alone, travel, go out to eat. Like I went out to restaurants plenty of times alone, and it's not as bad as you think. Trust me, people are more into their food and into their conversations than they are into looking at you sitting there by yourself eating. Okay? But try and do things that are fulfilling and fun instead of waiting to have a person with you to have that fun. Learn to love yourself and have fun with yourself alone first. Okay? Don't, please, please, please do not settle. Do not settle. Just because you are afraid of being alone does not mean that you need to settle for less than what you deserve. Learn to recognize red flags in relationships. Maybe I can, if you want me to do a video on that, please comment below and I will. But learn to recognize red flags in relationships and trust that waiting for the right person is better than being in a relationship for years with the wrong one. Okay? And like I said before, seek therapy or counseling if you feel that this fear is crippling. If you have mostly B's on this quiz, you may feel some anxiety about being single, but you still recognize the importance of your independence. You might struggle with feelings of loneliness at times, but you still are willing to trust the process. You balance hope and contentment. It's okay to desire a relationship while still appreciating the present. Still, by focus on being content now, even as you hope for a future with a spouse. Okay. Um, and same thing with the A's. Embrace your solo experiences. Go out to dinner by alone. Go to the movies alone. Look, a movie theater is a great place to go to by yourself. It's dark and no one can see you alone. So if you need like a stepping stone, something to help you jumpstart going out by yourself, go to the movie theater. Okay. Hopefully there's a good movie out sometime soon. But yeah, go to a movie theater alone. Get some popcorn, child. Sit down and enjoy yourself. Okay. Set healthy standards. If you fear being single, you may be tempted to settle. So use this time to define what it is you really want in a relationship. And refuse to lower your standards. Regardless, if you have people, I don't care if it's family, friends, or whoever telling you, child, your standards are too high, you ain't gonna find nobody like that. Boo-boo. That's not for them to decide for you. That is between you and God. God will bring you the person you are supposed to have. But you have to be working on yourself too, okay? You can't want somebody that has, I don't know, just a quick example, $1 million, and you bringing a negative 650 to the table. Okay? Now, relationships are partnerships. But if all you have is a negative 650 in the bank account, you better have something else going for you that can help balance the relationship. So one person is not feeling like they're taking care of someone and you don't feel obligated to that person. That's not a relationship. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in future videos, but for now, I just want to say everybody needs to bring something to the table. And I'm not talking about just financially, okay? And also build a support system. Spend time with family and friends and those who uplift you, and so you don't feel like a romantic relationship is the only source of love that you'll be able to have. Okay? If you don't have any family and you don't have any friends, then you need to start joining some meetup groups. Meetup.com even Facebook has wonderful groups that you can join. Okay, don't sit there and keep saying, well, I don't have anybody in my life. You don't have anybody in your life because you're not going out there making yourself available. Nobody cannot find you in your living room in the dark. Okay, So go to meetup.com, look on Facebook for some groups to join. There are so many special interest groups. And if you don't find the one that you're looking for, create it. You can create your own group of interest. Okay. And before I get started with my C's, I just want to say one more thing for the B's. Practice gratitude. Okay. Instead of focusing on what you lack, a partner, practice gratitude for the things that you do have, your career, your friendships, your passions, your freedom. Journal that every day. Write 1, 2, or 3 things down that you are grateful for to take your mind off of what you don't have. Okay. All right. For my C's, if you have mostly C's, that means you are comfortable with your singleness. So you generally feel okay with being single, but you might have moments of doubt or pressure from society. You understand that a relationship isn't a necessity, but you're open to the right one when it comes along. So and you can still use a little bit of advice, stay open-minded. Just because you're comfortable doesn't mean you should avoid love altogether. Be open to meeting someone when the time is right. Continue your personal growth. Keep using this time to explore new passions, build skills, and develop yourself into an even better partner for your future. Push back against society. Okay. If people are trying to make you feel like you should be in a relationship, remind yourself that there is no timeline for love. Well, oh my God. I tell you, one thing that I cannot stand is this pressure especially for if you're a woman in your 40s and people are like, oh, you need to hurry up and have a baby. Time is running out. Your biological clock is ticking. Get out my uterus. Okay. It is not up to society to determine when I can have a baby. That is between me and God, not you. So don't feel pressured when people are telling you it's time for you to settle down so that you can have a baby. Why are you going to have a baby when you're not ready for it? You're going to bring another human into this world and mess up their life because you ain't ready for it, but all because society said it's time for it to happen. Hush your mouth. Continue being strong and what you desire and what you want, because your desires come from God. So if God has not put it on your heart to start desiring a relationship right now, boo-boo, you are doing you. Congratulations. Enjoy your freedom. Continue traveling. Take risk. Enjoy the flexibility of not having to compromise on your dreams for a relationship. Okay? And those of us who do date, if you are dating, date with purpose. Since you are content on your own, make sure any dating you do is intentional and not just for the sake of it, because you don't want nobody wasting your time. For those of you who scored mostly D's on this quiz, you are fully at peace with being single. You don't feel pressured by any outside expectations, and you see relationships as an addition, not a requirement, and you prioritize personal fulfillment over just having someone. Okay? Now, just a little bit of advice for you. Okay. Use this time wisely in your singleness. Keep investing in your personal growth, your career, faith, or passions, so that when the right one does come along, they complement your life rather than complete it. You're probably going to hear me say this so many times. I cannot stand hearing, I am waiting for my other half. God did not make half a person. You are a whole person. Okay. So if you are if you scored mostly D's, you are waiting for that one person to come along and to complement your life. Okay. But I still want you to be open without pressure. Okay. Even though you're happy being single, remain open to love without forcing it. You never know who you might meet and when you least expect it. Okay. Encourage others because you're the strong ones. So you may have a friend who scored mostly A's and B's. You got to be that one to encourage them. Okay. Share your mindset, share your tips and experience to help them embrace the benefits of being single. Okay. So be a mentor. Maintain healthy independence. Now, if you do enter into a relationship, ensure that you keep your sense of self, but don't lose the confidence and peace that you have built for yourself. Don't, child, if you are happy right now and you are peaceful, don't bring somebody into your life with all that drama. Okay? Don't be afraid to be like, I ain't got time for this and walk away. All right? And the last thing, keep setting new goals for yourself. We should always be. I'm starting not to like the phrase setting goals. I will tell you why in future videos. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to say keep setting new goals, keep trying to learn new things, whether in relationships or not. Continue setting new personal career and life goals that excite you and motivate you. Okay? All right.